I gotta put my Crocs in sport mode. So if you guys are looking to get a Raptor 700, even just a sports quad in general, I'm gonna give you guys my top 5 favorite things, the things that I love about this four-wheeler. Before we jump into it, one thing to note, I've actually never had another sports quad before. This is my very first one, so I might be a little biased, but keep in mind it's just my opinion on this particular four-wheeler. I'm sure there might be better things out there, so if you guys do happen to have a sports quad already and you think it might be better than this one, feel free to leave a comment and let me know. I'm looking to buy another one in the future, and I'd like to see what you guys think. So getting right into it, these are in no particular order, but the first thing that I love about this four-wheeler that really stands out the most is all the torque and all the power that you get without any mods. I mean, this thing is an absolute monster on the trails, and it's geared so low that it can just pull you along through anything, and you don't have to clutch that much. Just in an instant, man, it's just ready to go at any point. Even if you want to tone it down, it's really easy just to drive this thing and putt along. This thing will do it. I mean, just watch how slow we crawl this hill. And there's not many other sports quads that can do this. But Yamaha really knew what they were doing when they made the 700. Obviously, it's geared for the trails. And I've only ever rode it on trails. I've never had it on a track before. I'm sure it would feel a lot different there. With that being said, it's really easy to drive. And that's going to be my second thing that I love about this four-wheeler. Like I said, this is my very first sport quad. I've been riding since I was, I don't know, 4 or 5. However, I've only ever driven utility four-wheelers. Well, I take that back. When I was little, probably about 7 years old, I had a Yamaha Raptor 90. I don't know if you can count that as a sports quad or not. Anyways, when I saw this thing at the dealership, I was like, man, that looks like a lot of fun. And sure enough, they actually let me test drive it in the parking lot. And that was the first time I had ever rode a sport quad. Now obviously, I can respect how much power this thing really has. I wasn't going to test that out in the parking lot, so I slowly learned it. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it as your first sport quad, but it's done great by me. So yeah, second thing, like I said, is just how easy this thing really is to drive. Now, keep in mind, this particular four-wheeler is a 700. It's not a 700R, 700 RSE. No special edition, which means in the front you don't have those front gas shocks. It's just a standard spring over strut configuration, I guess you could say. Sometimes it likes to beat you to death. I mean, you can really feel every rock in the road, which, you know, some people might like that. It certainly isn't a numb feeling. It's very raw, if that makes any sense. You can probably hear it in the way that I'm talking. It's absolutely picking up every rock on the road. But that's okay. It's a sport quad. I didn't buy it for comfort, so no disappointments there. Now, speaking of buying these, I mean, unfortunately, Yamaha is the only one still offering a sport quad on the market. You might find some one-offs, but mass production wise, they've been doing the same thing since, like, I don't know, 2006. And really, they've just gotten away with it just because there is no other competition. And don't get me wrong, it's certainly a good four-wheeler, but I just wonder how different it would be if their competition stayed in the market. But I think Yamaha really captures well just the sporty feel with this four-wheeler through the gearing and the torque. As I mentioned that, somebody actually commented on one of my videos and said, a sport quad is the same thing as a utility quad, it just looks different. And I beg to differ. Those of you that throw these things know that it is not a utility four-wheeler by any means. And it certainly doesn't drive or feel like one. And that's probably going to lead me into my third thing that I love about this four-wheeler. Is just the stance that it has, man. It's a great looking ATV. It doesn't look like any of the other ones. Well, I take that back. They all kind of look similar. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means that they found a design that works. There's no reason to stray away from it as far as aerodynamics and handling. This thing has a wide stance. I mean, if I sit back, you can probably see that the wheels stick out past the fenders. They've always had an iconic look to them. Like I said, they haven't changed anything in 15 years. Or no, hold on. Almost 20 years? But that's okay. Take it for what it is. Now, as I said before, they haven't really changed anything because they haven't had to. And that leads me to my fourth point, the fourth thing that I love about this four-wheeler, and that's going to be the handling. I know it kind of goes hand in hand with the first, second thing that I said, but it's very nimble. I know people say the Raptor is a lot heavier than your other sport four-wheelers, sport ATVs, but this thing weighs like 400 pounds, and you can just throw it around so easily. Now with this one being the 700, it is a little more tall versus like a YFG 450. Still haven't gotten to try one of those. I'd love to. Might get one of those one day. It doesn't really show it that bad, that it's tall. It's just got a great stance and it handles really well. And Yamaha really hit the nail right on the head when they made this thing. Now whether you love them or hate them, I mean, the performance is undeniable. It's a great ATV. I certainly, like I said, wouldn't recommend it as your first. Now when it stacks up against other similar ATVs, I'm sure there's always going to be people that say this one's better because of this, or this one's better because of this. That's with anything. I mean, there's always going to be pros and cons to any toy or any vehicle that you're purchasing. You just have to pick and choose which ones you're willing to deal with. But when I was shopping for a sport ATV, I didn't want to buy a used one. Because in my area, the trails are very harsh and they're not really maintained by anybody. If you go buy a used sport ATV, you're going to find out pretty quick just how mistreated it was. I mean, you might get lucky and find one that wasn't mistreated, but it's not really a chance I was willing to take. So I picked this thing up. I'll be honest with you, it was right at $8,000. That might sound like a lot, but you get that peace of mind. I've had it for 6 years and haven't had any issues. Well, I take that back. The fuel pump did go out, which very, very early in its life cycle. So that wasn't great. But from what I've read online, that's pretty normal with these. So I replaced it. It was like 150 bucks to replace it. But after that, 6 years of ownership, and the only maintenance I've done is your standard stuff. You know, it's pretty much been oil changes. So I'd consider it a win. I mean, it's a hobby and there's going to be expenses. So if you're going to buy one, it's nice to know just exactly what it's been through and what's been done to it. It's dark in here. So with all that being said, I think the fifth point that I really need to mention that I love about these ATVs is just the amount of aftermarket support that comes with it. But I mean, really, most ATVs do have quite a bit of aftermarket support. I mean, if you wanted to turn this thing into a drag bike, there's parts for that. Or a hill climb machine, you can do that too. It really is a versatile ATV. So if you guys are looking to get one, let me know what else you're considering. Just like I said before, just because Yamaha's the only one still offering a sport quad option, may or may not have been the only reason that I bought this thing. If you guys found those little pieces of information at all helpful, be sure to comment and let me know, and be sure to hit that like button and stick around, because I'm going to post 5 things that I absolutely hate about this four-wheeler, and we're going to see just how bad or how good that I think it really is. And as I mentioned before, you got to keep in mind, my only experience has been utility four-wheelers. I did own a Polaris Razor at one point, just a 900 trail version. It was a blast. If you guys are curious on that, I can make another video on it. But this being the only sport ATV that I've ever drove, I may or may not be biased. So like I said, make sure you comment and let me know what you think. Do you think this four-wheeler is worth $8 grand?